Yo, what up, my black and gold? It's your host with the most, Zella Double Freaking A. We here outside of the BMO, ready to watch LAFC versus Seattle. Seattle, we got major beef with y'all, so it's gonna be a very, very interesting game. I wanna know what you guys think, but first, let's see what the people of LA gotta say. But before we even see what the people of LA gotta say, I wanna know, what are you guys doing for 4th of July? I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to answer. If you didn't say you're gonna be at the Rose Bowl to watch LAFC versus the Galaxy, then I don't know what to tell you, man, because that game's going to be very good, especially on 4th of July. So I hope to see everybody's beautiful face for that game. It's going to be Blackout LA. But first, let's see what the people of LA got to say. I'm here with
Ramon, and I want to give a shout out to my girl, Sarah. I wish you were here, but I know you can't be here.
All right, Ramon, before we even talk about this, I have a very important question for you. What are you going to be doing for 4th of July?
That's a very good question. I'm actually not going to be able to go to the game, which is going to suck, but hey, you know what? It's okay, but I'll probably be watching it at home with the family.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much it.
All right, man, let's talk about Saturday. Obviously, we beat Sporting Kansas City. What you think about the team performance?
I mean, given the excessive games that they've had, I mean, they played pretty well. I mean, that defender just fell asleep on Vela. I mean, he was literally like walking back to his line, and I mean, as a player, you're supposed to get out of the way. So that just let Vela in for the goal, and we got that last minute dub.
All right, let's talk about a player, because they've been criticizing him so much. What do you think about Maldonado's performance lately?
You know what? I was having a conversation with my friends about that, and he's got to stop giving kicks from the mark, man. It's one too many already. I mean, he made up for it by scoring the tying goal, but dude, you gotta defend better, my guy. You gotta defend better.
I'm black and gold. I'm here with
Daniel. What's up, y'all?
And I got a few questions from Daniel. Before we even talk about anything, I got a very important question for you. What are you gonna be doing for 4th of July?
I'm going to be at the Carson game.
That's right. That's exactly where you have to be for 4th of July. All right, Daniel, let's talk about Saturday game versus Sporting Kansas City. What you think about the team's performance?
Man, really good. When Vela scored, I was really happy. I'm like, how could I have doubted the Papa Vela? You know, how could I doubt him? But it's just one game, man. Hopefully he pulls another performance like that today. Another 3 or 4 in the next 6 matches. I'll be happy. I'll be over the moon for sure.
All right, let's talk about a player, because I've been seeing that he's been getting criticized hard. Maldonado. How do you feel about Maldonado's performance lately?
It's funny. I was thinking about him the other day. I was talking to my brother. Several podcasts, talk about him. How old is he? You know how old he is? Like 20.
He's like 25, 24.
Yeah. If he was a little younger, I'd be happier, man. But at that age, he's probably going to be at this level right now. And at this MLS level, I can't really complain. He scored a goal. He has a lot of balls. Can I say balls? All right. He has a lot of balls, which is good. Sometimes, we're lacking that sometimes. With Bob Bradley, we're lacking, or I guess we're a more passive style. And at times, you kind of see that with Trono, though. But he has character, which is good. But sometimes he's a little hot-headed. And you can see the challenge of the penalty.
I'm here with
Ryan from D9U.
And I got a few questions from. All right, before we even talk about anything, what are you going to be doing for 4th of July?
I'm going to be right there tailgating with the supporters at the Rose Bowl, ready to get that dub that day.
That's the right answer. All right, man, let's talk about Saturday. What you think about the team's performance against Sporting Kansas City?
You know what? I think that at the end of the game, it's something that, is going to put us back on track. The team, we've been on a bad streak, and now it's time, to get on that rebound. Especially, with the performance of the last game, there was a bit of improvement, and them taking more an advantage on the opportunities that prevent themselves, and that's something we need to do more so, and to take the shots as soon as they become available. One thing that I've been noticing is with the last couple games, it's not that there's no opportunity. There's been opportunities, but it's just the hesitation on when the shot becomes available. You have to take the shot. If you hesitate too long, it's either the defender's going to come in and block it, or you're going to come in and the goalie's going to come out and he already knows your next move.
True.
So I think from that dub from the last game is putting us back on track to get things back in motion. We're second place in the West right now, right behind St. Louis, and we're still down 2-3 games.
Yeah.
So I think we're headed on the right track still.
All right, let's talk about a player, because he's been heavily criticized over the few games, Maldonado. What do you think about Maldonado's performance in the last recent games?
You know what? I'm going to be honest too, especially talking about Maldonado. He's been hit and miss, but I'm not going to hate on the guy. He's a good player, and, especially when we need him to come through, he'll come through. with his performance in the last game, it's not his first time when he's created a bad opportunity for us and given the opposing team a penalty against us. And I will say this, he came back just like Kellen Acosta did when we played against Philly for the Champions League. When we went out to Philly, Kellen Acosta messed up. Philly got a penalty in against us, but he came back and scored against them and tied the game. Same thing with Maldonado. He fucked up. They got a penalty and they scored on us, but he made amends towards second half of the game, first couple minutes, and ended up scoring on KC, which is what matters. If you make a mistake, you own up to your mistake, and if you could correct your mistake, and make it better, hey, it is what it is.
Ernie, and I got a few questions from Ernie. Before we even talk about anything, question for you: what are you going to be doing for 4th of July?
4th of July. I don't know yet. Might be with a fam. Might be here. I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? You're supposed to say we're going to be at the Rose Bowl ready to watch Galaxy versus LAFC. You're not going to be at that game?
Family comes first, bro.
I feel it.
Family comes first. So
I respect that.
we gotta check in with them before we do anything else, right?
All right, man. Let's talk about Saturday. Obviously, we beat Sporting Kansas City. What you think about the team performance?
Kind of like how we were talking earlier, it's tough because we have three tournaments plus MLS, and now we got national teams. So it's kind of tough. We are losing a lot of players, and kind of backtracking a lot towards Leon and all that. It's just, I feel MLS isn't built for all these tournaments, and especially in such short a time. How you kind of mentioned earlier, it's like we have 26 games played. It's not even. We're near half the season, not even like past half season. So it's a little bit too much. I think we're gassed out a lot, and kind of like how you said as well, is we're getting too. We're a little too antsy, with the coach. A lot of people are saying, he doesn't know how to play them, he doesn't know this, or he doesn't know the formations. He might not, because at the same time, he's losing forwards, he's losing middle, he's losing defenders, injuries, so many teams, call-ups for nationals. So, I don't know. I'm not a coach, but like I said, we don't have that player depth, though. With that for sure, we don't have that player depth.
All right, let's talk about a player I've been seeing lately on Instagram and everywhere. They've been heavily criticizing him, Maldonado. How do you feel about Maldonado's performance lately, and what do you think about him?
You know what? When it comes to that, I think people should shut up, because before Maldonado, before Chiellini, before Long, before Murillo, we had no physical player in the back. As a defender, I used to play defender myself. What we want to go for is we want to destroy the fucking forward, because what's that going to create? Is it going to create fear? When it comes to that 50-50, he's backing out. We want to create that fear. But again, Maldonado, yes, he did mess us up twice. But again, we need him. He's a strong player. He goes in for the tackles. He's not afraid. A lot of us in the field are afraid to do those 50-50 tackles. He's not. He's in it. He says, if I fuck up, I'm going to fuck up, basically. But it's reckless at the same time, but we need him. Him, Eric Long, he's a strong defender too. Murillo, there's nothing like Murillo. Murillo's just, but at the same time, that's where Chiellini comes into play. Yeah, he hasn't been playing much, but you know what? He established that experience. I feel like Murillo has been learning a lot from Chiellini, and I hope Murillo is able to stay longer where he could, establish that defensive back. But I do feel like we should be playing more on the line, because we do sit a lot more back, though. That is one thing.
Brandon.
And I got a few questions from Brandon. How are we doing today, man?
Doing great. Yeah, it's looking forward to seeing our teams face off.
Have you been here before, or is your first time?
I've been here several times. I live in LA now, and obviously, I just love watching MLS, so I come here quite a bit.
Are you originally from Seattle?
I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but I moved up to Seattle back in 2007 for college, and I stayed there for a while. Fell in love with the Sounders up there, and I just moved back here 2 years ago.
What made you become a Seattle Sounders fan?
Just really, it was just a Sounders town, Like there were all the bars, during the playoff games, they would always just be playing in them. And then I remember going in with one of my friends, and the entire bar was just completely packed. And it was is this bar seriously packed for soccer?
Yeah. So would you say the Seattle fans are more passionate than LAFC fans now that you experience this?
Passion is relative. I do you guys have it's a smaller stadium, and which is a much more intimidating atmosphere.
Okay.
But and the songs are a lot more intimidating. Like relatively speaking, I've been telling the Sounders fans we need new songs.
How do you guys feel about playing in a football stadium? You think Seattle should need like a soccer-only stadium, or do you guys prefer playing in a football stadium?
I prefer playing in a football stadium just because it helps keep ticket prices low, and we still win. We still win a lot of games there. So we still keep it making a fortress.
So what you think about your team's performance in the last 3 games? I know you guys had a 1 loss, a draw. I think 2 losses and a draw, or 2 draws and a loss.
The problem has been for us is that we're not at full strength.
Okay.
We've been missing so many different players. I mean, we're not at full strength tonight. We're missing 4 players.
Okay.
We're missing Jordan Morris and then the Roldan brothers as well as Arriaga, who are all called up for international duty. So and there's really a transition. It's really right now there's a transition going on from the old school to the new school.
Okay. And then is it your first time coming to the LAFC stadium, or you been here before?
Oh, I've been here several times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when are we to make you become an LAFC fan?
Never gonna happen.
Well, how'd you feel about your team winning CONCACAF Champions League? I know that was a big deal for you guys. How did you feel personally about that win?
That was probably the second greatest sporting memory of my life after MLS Cup 2019.
Really?
CONCACAF Champions League, that was a greater accomplishment, but MLS Cup that was a much different environment. It was the fact that MLS Cup 2019 was on a Sunday, or it was on the weekend, and having so many different people, and just having it really felt like the entire city was behind it. Whereas for Champions League, which was a great accomplishment, that was on a weeknight.
Okay. So what prediction you give for your team tonight?
Let's see. I would probably predict, perhaps if we're lucky, probably a 2-1 to you. 2-1 to you guys.
Really? You don't have faith in your team tonight?
Well, as I said, this is a building where we never won before. So and plus we're missing attacks on the flank.
Okay. All right, one more question before we let Brandon go. Brandon, the people want to know, what time did you take your first drink for this weekday game?
This time to take my first drink? Probably 30 minutes ago.
Ready to continue, keep drinking, and hopefully your team pulls up the W?
Oh, dude, I've been hungover all day. I'm not going to be drinking too much, dude. So.
All right, guys, we're going to let Brandon go so you can enjoy the game, man.
Take care.
I appreciate you, man. That'll be fine.
Marvin.
And I got a few questions from Marvin. Before we even talk about anything, what are you going to be doing for 4th of July?
Oh, I'm going to be at Pasadena.
That's right. That's the right answer.
Yep, the right answer, the only answer.
All right, so let's talk about Saturday, man. Obviously, we beat Sporting Kansas City. What you think about the team performance?
Man, look, they outplayed us, but you know what? The win's all that matters. That's all we needed. We were in bad form. We just needed a win any way we could, and that's what we fucking did this time, so we'll take it.
All right, let's talk about a player, because I see he's been criticized a lot lately, Maldonado. How do you feel about Maldonado's performance lately?
You know what? He made up for it in that game on against SKC. He scored that goal for us. Sure, he gave up that penalty, but you know what? Hey, you got to play aggressive sometimes. You know, you got to play hungry. He's fighting for a spot on the team. So I mean, I see where he's going. You know, he's just trying his best. You know, and he's got a Gold Cup spot to win for Honduras. So he's just out there trying to play every day.
All right, man, let's talk about today, man. Obviously, you're playing Seattle, one of our biggest rivals.
Oh,
what prediction you give for tonight? Because I see that we're missing half our squad. So what prediction you give for tonight?
I think we could beat them 2-1. Yeah, I mean, we got Buanga back, we got Opoku back, so we're a little better. Still missing Cifuentes, oh man, and Murillo now too. But you know what? I think we could do good.
All right, Marvin. Yeah. So what time did you take your first drink for this weekday game, man?
Oh, about an hour and a half ago.
Ready to continue, keep drinking, get lit?
Always.
All
hopefully, hopefully it rains and beer showers in there, you know.
Well, hopefully I get to see you for reactions after.
Hopefully, don't worry, I'll be out there. I'll come back.
All right, man. We're gonna let Marvin go. Hopefully, we see him later.
Hey, man.
Appreciate you, man. Okay, so let's talk about today. Obviously, we're playing Seattle. Obviously, we have big beef with them. They're one of our biggest rivals. They eliminated us 2 times from the playoffs before. So, what predictions you give for today?
You know what? I'm gonna say 2-1. 2-1. We get the dub.
Who do you think is gonna score?
Shit. Is Buanga back from international duty? Buanga and you know what? Vela.
Vela too?
Vela, dog. I'm gonna switch it from Opoku because he got the red. So, you know, wait, is he eligible for this game?
Who?
Opoku.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he got the red card, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So Vela and Buanga.
Okay. All right, Ramon. Tell us what time did you take your first drink today?
I haven't, but I am waiting for my friends because we have this ritual with the shotgun that we do every time before the game. Okay. So I'm waiting on that. But no, I haven't had my drink today.
Okay. All right. I want to give a big shout out to Ramon because I didn't have a ticket for tonight's game, but he hit me up giving me a ticket. So I just want to give a big shout out to Ramon. All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. Also, if you haven't already, follow, hit the bell icon so you can get the notifications for this guy's videos when he drops them. Don't sleep on him. I'm just telling you, great content. Just saying.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
I'll see you inside.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about today. Obviously, you're playing Seattle. Obviously, we got big beef with Seattle, our biggest rivals. What prediction you get for today? Because I see that half of our squad is missing for tonight.
Yeah. Is Kansas doing better than Seattle right now? Game for game?
No, Kansas is more below.
Go right.
Seattle like in third or fourth.
Yeah, I guess Seattle's been doing good throughout the whole season, and Kansas recently just got into their hot streak. Man, I don't know if we could pull out a nasty win or an ugly win. I don't care, man. Like if we're depleted, I know probably Lueng is gonna start for sure. Maybe Gaines starts. I don't know. It depends. If we pull out a scrappy win, I wouldn't be mad about it. Yeah, and I'm liking that. Liking a scrappy win, 2-1.
Who do you think is gonna score tonight?
Bogusz, just because I need him to score more goals, and Buke, I need him to score more goals.
All right, Danny. What time did you take your first drink for this weekday game?
I work for LAUSD. I'm off. Shout out to all LAUSD teachers that are off for 2 months, and
That's right.
Other employees that are off just for a week or two, maybe. So about I was playing a DJ set for the guys for Black and Gold Vinyl Club.
Okay.
Around 1 p.m. Yeah.
Ready to continue drinking and get lit?
110%, man. Go LAFC. Let's go.
All right, Danny. We're gonna let you go enjoy this game. Are you gonna be here Saturday?
You know it, man. A little earlier than today, definitely.
All right, man. We'll let you go, man. All right, man. Let's talk about today versus Seattle. Obviously, we have big beef with Seattle. Obviously, I noticed that half of our squad is missing. So, what prediction you give for tonight?
I still think that we're on a good streak. With what happened with Houston, that was, still riding on, the low streak. But now that from coming back from our last win against KC, I think things are starting to get back into motion. Teams, they got that juju again. They feel like, hey, it's a home game. It's Seattle. It's one of our, teams that we beef with the most. The scores between us. Seattle's a good team, and I'm going to give them that. But I'd still say that I have confidence in our team, and I'd say today we come out with a 3-2 victory.
Okay. All right, let's talk about transfer news. How do you feel about Messi joining Inter Miami?
You know what? It's a good thing for the league. As far as, what he's going to do for Miami, Messi's a great player. Everything that he's done, all the awards, the championships that he's done, and I'm excited to see him come out and play. They're saying that he's going to be out here for the first game for when Miami plays against Cruz Azul for the Leagues Cup. I'm looking forward to that. But as for what it's going to do for the rest of the season, we really can't tell. It's kind of the same thing as if you look to see what happened with the Galaxy when they signed Zlatan. Zlatan came and he was out here for 2 seasons, and Galaxy, they try to be big spenders. They spend all this money on these high-rated players, and they can't do anything with them. So we still have a lot to see. Even though Miami, they managed to get Messi to come over, we still have to see what the season's going to be like. Because although Messi's the GOAT, you can't just count on Messi for everything. It comes to the team as a whole, and if you look at it, Miami's in last place in the East, so Messi's going to have a lot of work to do when he comes.
All right, so let's talk about Chicho. Obviously, Chicho joining RSL. How do you feel about that?
I'm a little heartbroken. When the news came that he was leaving to go join Pachuca, I was like, okay, like he's spreading his wings. Chicho's still young. All the other guys, are still young. If they're gonna go out and spread their wings, all the transfer news and everything, it's cool. But with him coming to RSL, I'm glad to see him back in the league. I am gonna miss him, seeing him in black and gold. But mad respect to Chicho. He's one hell of a guy, and I know he's gonna do great things for RSL. But I still don't think that that's gonna have any effect with us.
Okay. All right. So tell the people, they want to know, what time did you take your first drink for this weekday game?
Today I just got here about half an hour ago, so I just started drinking about half an hour ago. I'm gonna be on a cool mode today. I'm drinking lightly, and I'm looking forward to a good game today. If we come out with this dub, then there'll be definitely some reasons for a lot of more drinks after that.
Oh yeah. All right, man. We're gonna let Rai go so you can enjoy this game, man. All right, let's talk about today. Obviously, we're playing Seattle, one of our biggest rivals. I've noticed we're missing half of our squad. So, what prediction you give for tonight?
It's gonna be tough. Statistically, I'm looking at it as a 1-up or tie. If it's our day where everything's gonna go good. We are missing a lot of players, so I'm looking for a tie. Worst comes to worst, but we're looking for a 1-up.
Okay. All right, let's talk about transfer news. So, how do you feel about Messi joining Inter Miami?
Woo, Messi. You know what? it's good for the sport. It's good. It's really, really good for the sport because it's gonna build MLS, up. But those tickets, bro.
Would you pay for those tickets?
Bro, I gotta spend my life savings on that, man. I'm like, it went from $45, $50 to you got $2,000, $1,000, $500, $900. That's ridiculous. But I mean, at the same time, it's Messi effect. You're gonna see and witness a world-class player, that you don't get to see in the United States. And if he gets to bring Busquets, Jordi Alba, Suarez, he said he's looking for retirement. I don't know. And then Di Maria, I mean, you're gonna see all that in one team. You gotta travel for that.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it makes sense, But I don't know, But it's gonna be really good for the team. I mean, for the MLS.
All right.
Really good for the MLS.
Let's talk about Chicho. Chicho joining RSL. Thoughts and opinions about that?
Chicho, damn. You know what? Me personally, I like him because he scored a lot of goals, but he's kind of doing like what Vela's doing now. Even though he scored goals, people never saw him as he would never backtrack. He would pout just like Vela is doing now. But it's because he was scoring those goals, so nobody ever really saw that part. So I mean, we do need we honestly need a false 9. We need a number 9 desperately. He could fill that spot, or they could make changes so we could fill a number 9. But I mean, it's our loss. I mean, we got rid of him. That's board of directors. It's either we're gonna pay the price or we're gonna achieve. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Quick shout out to Ernie, who just gave me a shot right now. But the real question is, Ernie, what time did you start drinking for this weekday game?
We got here at 3 p.m. So we've been, we're always here early, so you can't be paying that $10 beer inside.
I feel it.
Yeah, brother.
All right, guys, we're gonna let Ernie go so you can enjoy this game, man.